11. How we can access elements in controller. Answer. We have two methods available here. This template query selector, this template query selector all. What is the default value of Boolean property? Answer. False. We should give default value if we want to update value later. 13. How we can load third-party JavaScript, JS, library in Lightning Web Components, LWC. Answer. We have few ways here, using which we can load third-party library, import the static resource, import resource name from @Salesforce, resource URL, resource name, import methods from the Platform Resource Loader module, import load style, load script from Lightning Platform Resource Loader. 14. Is it possible to call third-party API from LWC JS? Answer. By default, we can't make WebSocket connections or calls to third-party APIs from JavaScript code. To do so, add a remote site as a CSP trusted site. The Lightning Component Framework uses Content Security Policy, CSP, which is a W3C standard, to control the source of content that can be loaded on a page. As a result, the default CSP policy doesn't allow API calls from JavaScript code. So to change the policy, and the content of the CSP header, by adding CSP trusted sites. 15. How to access static resource. How to get current user ID. How we can make changes in component's body after it rendered. Answer. The rendered callback is unique to Lightning Web Components. Use it to perform logic after a component has finished the rendering phase. This hook flows from child to parent. A component is usually rendered many times during the lifespan of an application. To use this hook to perform a one-time operation, use a Boolean field like hasRendered to track whether rendered callback has been executed. So the first time rendered callback executes, perform the one-time operation and set hasRendered equals true. If hasRendered equals true, don't perform the operation. 18. What are the decorators in LWC? Answer. Public properties are reactive. If the value of a public property changes, the component re-renders. To expose a public property, decorate a field with that API. Public properties define the API for a component. To expose a public method, decorate it with that API. Public methods are part of a component's API. To communicate down the containment hierarchy, owner and parent components can call JavaScript methods on child components. @track fields are reactive. If a field's value changes, and the field is used in a template or in a getter of a property that's used in a template, the component re-renders and displays the new value. There is one use case for @track. When a field contains an object or an array, there's a limit to the depth of changes that are tracked. To tell the framework to observe changes to the properties of an object or to the elements of an array, decorate the field with @track. @wire to read Salesforce data, Lightning Web Components use a reactive wire service. When the wire service provisions data, the component re-renders. Components use @wire in their JavaScript class to specify a wire adapter or an Apex method. 19. How to call Apex and Lightning Web Components. Answer. Firstly, we need to import the Apex class and its method. Import Apex method name from @Salesforce, Apex, namespace, class name, Apex method reference. Secondly, we need to make a method available to Lightning Web Component, LWC. Here in NBSP, cacheable equals true and NBSP, enable client-side caching. So marking a method as an NBSP, cacheable and NBSP, improves our component's performance. Because it can quickly show cached data from client-side storage without waiting for a server trip. To use an NBSP, @wire and NBSP, to call an Apex method, we must set an NBSP, cacheable equals true. But once we have used cacheable, we cannot use DML in that. @aura enabled, cacheable equals true, public static list get record, return records. Now we have 3 method in which we can call Apex method from Lightning Web Components. Wire a property. Wire a function. Call a method. Imperatively wire a property if we don't want to operate on return data and just want to show that on UI. Then we can wire a property. Here we will bind return data with a variable and later we'll use that in UI. 20. How we can use Lightning Web Components in Visualforce. Thanks for watching Salesforcestart.